button. Ryan, I found the button.
Oh my God, you found the button, Sean.
I did.
Congratulations.
I did it. Let me tune.
What kind of prize should we reward Sean for finding the button?
Dude, anything would be good at this stage.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Maybe a lozenge.
You've won yourself the privilege of getting a lozenge from your own medicine cabinet.
I did not my own lozenge. Yeah.
I mean, what do you want me to do? Mail it to you, Sean? It'd probably take forever to get there.
Yeah, but yeah. Yes.
Oh my God.
Lachlan, get in here. Seth, you guys do the show. I need to stand in. Yeah. Happy birthday, Lachlan. Yes. I slept like an hour and a half, dude. It's rough.
God.
It's rough.
So sorry.
No, it's all like it was just one of those nights. Lee Navarro in the chat.
I want you to know, Sean. Usually I'm up until 4 or 5 in the morning, but I went to bed early last night. I went and fall asleep around 2 a.m. So I actually got a good night's sleep. I got like 6 hours of sleep.
Oh, that's pretty decent.
That's usually the opposite of whatever happens whenever we have to do this in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm usually like you are now, where I'm like, well, I got an hour of sleep or two.
Pretty much.
So.
Yeah.
2:30
is when I think I went to bed. And my daughter was up a couple times last night. I don't have a cold. No, I just haven't slept. So it'll warm up throughout the morning here. The problem
like when you put when you like turn on your car to like warm it up, with the heating. That's kind of what's happening with Sean's body.
I need to idle it for like 15 minutes. If I can just if I can just hum for a little bit. Time to get that McDonald's iced coffee. Dude, I didn't even have I stayed in bed as long as humanly possible. I think I got on the call at 7 a.m. my time. I was still in bed at 6:57 my time, dude.
Oh my God.
But my daughter's been up a couple of times going to the bathroom, and not to get into too much detail, but she's gotten into a habit of waking up, so that's not quiet, slams the door open and everything, runs into the bathroom, turns on the light, and goes to the bathroom, and then she comes to me and asks if her butt is clean. So...
Good God. What are you teaching this poor girl, Sean?
Well, then apparently enough, because it was clean. She did a good job.
She did a good job.
This is my life, man. But first she comes in, she's a naked 3-year-old. She turns around and just goes, "Is my butt clean?"
She needs to know though, because she can't really see it herself. So,
well, she knows that you're in for trouble if you don't do a good wipe.
Really,
mm-hmm.
You want that?
She doesn't want that. So she gets it. But Sean is my butt clean Capri. That's me. That's me living my best dad life, you guys.
Yep.
We've
all got a strict contrast this week, because last week we had Xbox Drive after dark. And today it's Xbox Drive before dark for some people.
Oh yeah, look at us all over the place and people still show up. Holy cow! What are we talking about today?
We're talking about
RPGs.
Like there's a bajillion games coming to Game Pass.
What show is this?
And RPGs and Tokyo Game Show stuff. And then I played a whole bunch of demos and stuff. So there you
go. Xbox Drive before sunrise, dude. It is. It's pitch black outside. Yes, before the sun. Look at all you guys. Okay. All right, you ready to do this? I'm even sitting down. I'm not even standing today, man. This should be interesting. Why, hello. The morning is a good time, though, for a lot of people. It's nice.
I can't believe people are up at this, godforsaken hour, Sean. It's way too
It's like, dude, this is when the world starts. Like, 9 a.m. Eastern, banks are open. Well, maybe not. Anyways. Hey everyone, it's me, Sean Capri. I'm glad you're here because you're listening to the most horsepowerful podcast on the internet. It's the Xbox Drive. I'm on a Skype call with my friend Ryan Turford. He's a weatherman on the Moose. And on our journey today, we're talking about some RPGs because of Tokyo Game Show, I think. So jump on in to the Xbox Drive. Nailed it.
No power greater than X.
Ryan Turford, the voice is still warming up. I slept for about 2 hours or so. So forgive me. By the end, I'll be nice and warmed up. But I'm glad to see you. You bring me joy. How are you doing today, my friend?
Well, it's a nice sunny morning
Damn it,
here
damn it,
in
damn it,
Toronto.
damn
It's hoodie season here in Toronto, Sean, because it's a cool, crisp 18 degrees Celsius outside, and I'm doing okay. I'm doing just peachy.
Okay,
Because
enough. I need to address something. Okay,
here we go.
You're getting salty, Sean, today. Number one. All right. Court said something salty on Twitter yesterday, and I announced that we're just gonna have to replace him. And while we're replacing Kato on the Nintendo Drive, and now apparently we've got to get Court out of here, and now you're doing this. I guess I just have to leave. You guys can have fun. You guys do whatever you want. I'm just out of here. You're talking about the weather. Court's talking about Jar Jar Binks every 5 seconds. I'm out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you so badly.
Sean Capri is leaving Game Pass.
Please don't leave. We love you here. Please don't leave me.
I'm kidding.
But it's one of those things where I don't even do it to bug you anymore. It's more for the audience now at this point, because as we talked about last week, if I suddenly stopped doing the weather bit, people would ask about it, and I just don't want to let people down.
How did we get to this point? Oh,
I don't know,
man,
but,
I need to get back to the car.
Yeah, but I'm doing okay. I'm somehow awake, because again, we're doing the show super early this morning.
Yes.
And I'm usually not awake for 3 more hours, so I'm somehow managing it through this. Although you're on no sleep, so I don't know how you're.
Well, okay. There's somewhat. I mean, I had a not great night, anyways. But the good news is, Ryan, I fired up Forza. Not that you're jumping into this right now, but Forza is such a good game. I just love it. So I was just kind of like zombie driving around trying to get speed traps and season points and whatnot, and for whatever reason I'm just still collecting cars and stuff. So that's I had company at the very late court. Wow.
I mean, the nice thing is, Sean, we're gonna be talking about Forza later anyway.
Let's do it.
It all works out.
All right.
Yeah. Before we get into all that, Sean, we got to clean the garage a little bit. So, folks at home, if you want to support the show, there's a number of awesome ways to do that. Number one, if you're watching the live stream right now over at youtube.com/carpoolgaming, or if you're watching the video on demand later, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, ring that notification bell, ding, 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 to be notified whenever we go live or when we put up new videos. Or let us know in the comments below, what do you think about Xbox's showing at Tokyo Game Show, or just anything else about any of the stuff we talk about today. Also, if you're listening on audio feeds, don't forget to subscribe to us there, or rate us if you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, because that helps the show grow in an awesome way. Or if you want this show a little bit early, or some exclusive content like a brand new episode of Sweet Hangs with Sean and Donnie, head on over to Patreon, patreon.com/carpoolgaming. Throw a little tip jar, and out comes content. Last but not least, if you want yourself an Xbox Drive t-shirt or another Carpool Gaming t-shirt of some kind, head on over to our merch store, bit.ly/CPG merch. Without further ado, Sean, let's grab our 8 tracks, pop them in. It is time for the playlist. And what did Sean play this week? Because again, it's blank again.
Because I want you genuinely asking the dulcet tones, the rhythm game of the year, Ryan Turford, Metal Hellslinger.
Ooh,
this
nice.
game is awesome, dude. It is so good. It's obviously pulling from. Well, maybe I'll start with what the heck is this game? It's a first-person shooter that has it's all about demons and hell and revenge and a guy from the south. I think a demon from the south who talks like this.
Good God.
It doesn't fit. It's so weird, but it doesn't care. This game doesn't care about anything other than fast action, amazing guns, combos, high scores, and amazing music. And I'm having an absolute blast with it, dude. I fired it up and was kind of like slowly but surely turning up the music. And I recently got some computer speakers here, got a nice subwoofer, got the bass going. And I'm just like, maybe just a little louder, And it was not the accent lock. I probably did that wrong. Probably offended at least 5 people. So I accidentally turned up the music way too loud because it's so good. And it's like it starts to build and build as you get combos and kill more demons in succession and stuff. And vocals will like jump in when you get like a 16 times multiplier, and it's like, oh, I love it. But I did watch my good friend Ed Placencia play this, and he was enjoying it as well. But he's really not into metal music, and that was a bit of a turnoff for him. Meanwhile, I'm just like, give me more of this over-the-top demonic screaming. It's amazing. The whole kind of gist of it, I guess, is you do much more power, and your only way of surviving is to fire your gun on the beat. So finding the beat is one thing. You can kind of see it visually on the reticle. It will kind of blink on the beat. But like, man, you get into such a rhythm with this. I'm so glad. It seems like they've just hit it out of the park. It seems like a lot of other people are enjoying this as well. And dude, hit for Game Pass. Like this is one I've been waiting for a long time. The concept seemed really good. But yeah, it's just such a great game for Game Pass. And people look at White Sea Deer in the chat agrees. Metal Hellslinger is such a blast. Haven't stood up playing a game in a while. Exactly. It like, I don't know. I talk a lot about like falling asleep playing a game, just like sitting in my chair, just kind of like conking out. Like that's not happening. I am paying attention. I am rocking out, and this is the game for me right now, man. I'm so excited about it.
If anything, you'd almost say, Sean, that this is the type of game that wakes you up in the morning. Maybe
honestly,
you don't need coffee. Maybe you just need a Metal Hellslinger to
cold shower and some Metal Hellslinger. Let's go. Yep.
Yeah, nice. I know. Again, we were both fairly high on this game after the demo.
Yeah.
Good. Kind of it's good that the full game sounds like it panned out and it's awesome because I know again a lot of people have been liking this game.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a lot of positive buzz on Twitter, and it's definitely on my list to get to when I have a free moment because games keep coming out. Sean, I just finished reviewing a game over on PS4 that we just posted a review for yesterday, and then we're right into Deathloop Chronicle and some other stuff. So
yes.
At some point, I'll have time to play this, but I'm excited that you are excited about it, Sean. And it sounds just like what if Doom was a rhythm game?
Pretty much,
like super appealing to someone like me. So.
I was worried it was going to be kind of gimmicky, but like it's such a. I guess technically it's an indie game, and so it's not id Tech. It's not Doom 2016. It definitely pulls from that, but so you kind of have to appreciate it for what it is. It's not gonna like melt your eyeballs out as far as like graphics or anything like that. But it's so enjoyable. We don't get games like this, and that's what I'm really appreciating it. On top of everything else, it's just like thank goodness for a little creativity here. Wanted something a little outside of the box, and it's super fun.
Absolutely, my friend. Well, anyways, I know you also played Forza as well because you just talked about it.
Yeah.
Beyond that. For me, I played some stuff this week, Sean. I didn't get a chance to play Deathloop Chronicle. We just, got a code from our friends over at Square Enix, so huge thank you to them for sending that over. So I haven't had a chance to start it yet, though. So I will be playing that, over the next week. That's kind of what my plan is for the week. But we got a lot of demos during TGS, Sean. So I played a bunch of demos this week. So number one, I played the demo for Star Ocean: The Divine Force, which is a Square Enix sci-fi RPG that's in space, but it's very, JRPG like other JRPGs. And normally the Star Ocean games are usually action RPGs. But this one totally feels like a shot at them trying to do like their own Tales-like game. It feels very much like a, Tales of experience. Because like the story in this game, at least in the demo, is very cheesy. Like there's some good moments. Like the music is really good, and I like some of the opening shots when they're talking about humanity going into space and exploring the stars and meeting up with these alien races and stuff like that. Like I thought all that stuff was cool and almost felt like it was something out of like Mass Effect or something. But then as soon as the characters started talking on the ship, it's like, well, this kind of feels really cheesy because there's some really cheesy dialogue, and it's not like. It almost feels like it's tongue in cheek on purpose. And some of the Star Ocean games are kind of like that. So, I mean, this is like old hat to anyone who's played this franchise before. But what really, makes it feel like a Tales game is the combat and how that works. Cause, it's full on, combo systems similar to the Tales games. And each of your characters has, like ability points combo points essentially. So as you use an attack, you will use a combo point. Similar to in the Tales games where you can't, infinitely use your arts forever. It's kind of like that in this game as well. You also have a bunch of other abilities at your disposal, like magic abilities and stuff like that too. And just like the Tales games, you can actually switch between all your different party members. So if you don't like the gameplay style of the main character that you select, because there's one of two main selectable protagonists, but in the demo you only have access to one of the two. He's like a heavy attacker with a big sword. If you don't like his style, though, you can switch to one of your other party members and play that way as well. So I enjoyed the demo. I still have no idea though if the story in this game is going to be great. But I'm liking the combat a lot, and I hope that kind of helps sell the game. But I am definitely higher on this game than before, because I was a little bit worried about this game, Sean, because the Star Ocean game in the past have famously either been really good or really terrible, and it's like I didn't know which one of these this was going to be. So it looks like it's at least somewhere in the middle for right now, but I am hoping the final game turns out to be awesome.
When does it come out? When is this game releasing?
This comes out on October 27th. So same
snap!
day as Bayonetta, Call of Duty, and all those other games. So there you go.
What date did you say?
October 27th.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I heard something else. I don't know. Okay, yeah nice. Demos are back, dude. Like, I feel like we were just talking about this. Like, do demos, like, detract sales or whatever? And then all of a sudden, it's like 6 demos are out all at once.
Well, it's all Square Enix. Because, like, Square Enix keeps putting up these demos.
They figured it out.
Where the progress carries over to the main game. Like, they've done that for every release. Because, I mean, I also played the Valkyrie Elysium demo on PlayStation 5.
Yep.
And it was awesome, too.
Yeah.
And having it carry over to the full game is just, like, a great incentive for making people want to play demos.
Yeah.
But also just selling people on games that they probably weren't sold on. I saw a lot of people actually pick up the Valkyrie Elysium demo or the Star Ocean demo who said before that they weren't in on this game, played the demo, and they're like, all right, I'm in on this.
Sold. Yeah.
So, yeah. But then I played another demo this week, Sean, after Tokyo Game Show. And this is actually going to be like a game, one that we know is going to be Game Pass Day 1. And that is Wulong Fallen Dynasty from Team Ninja. This is a very much Neo-like game. This is from the same development studio that did the Neo games on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. And just as you would expect, this game is very hard. And it is very much like Neo, but there's a little bit of a stealth element in there, which is kind of cool, where you can instantly kill enemies if you get the drop on them. But man, like it's a tough demo. I barely made it through to the end of the demo, but it was fun. I like that. I've talked about it on the show before, but even though I'm not usually super into Souls-like games, like Dark Souls, because I do find like their pacing a little bit slow. Like I do like that style of game, but at a much faster pace.
Yeah.
Like this, and this was definitely at that faster pace of combat that I like. So this is what I'm going to be playing when it comes to Game Pass Day 1. So I'm excited about it. And this demo just got me excited. But again, the progress doesn't transfer over to the main game. But it was cool to get a chance to check it out early.
Ryan, I'm disappointed in both of us.
Why? What's up?
We did not play You Suck at Parking.
I mean, I already said I wasn't going to.
I downloaded it and I want to play it. I actually want to stream it. Like, dude, there are so many games out right now, and I don't know that I haven't even. To be honest with you, I haven't even seen gameplay. I haven't even seen a screenshot. I have like the tile on Game Pass. That's what I'm going off of. I'm like, that's what I want to play. And
I mean, at least by the title that there must be parking involved.
There probably is parking involved. I'm probably gonna suck at it. And they're just calling us all out. Everybody thinks everybody else is the bad driver. We're all the bad drivers, okay? Newsflash.
It's actually you is the bad driver.
Exactly. That's why we're back at home. I was getting chased by cops and getting into car crashes.
Fulia in the chat says, you suck at parking is hilarious. I played the demo.
Dude, I would love to see Fulia play that. Fulia's got the best laugh on planet Earth. I would just love to see her laughing and having a good time playing that. White Sea Deer says, y'all don't sleep on You Suck at Parking. It's goofy and chaotic, especially online. I didn't even know there was online. I know nothing about this game. Oh, let's do it.
Oh my god.
Lachlan, I'm a great driver. Oh my gosh.
I never imagined that game would even have an online mode, but there you go. So.
I gotta play it. It's top. I just wanted to let people know I'm top of mind. It's top of mind. I feel like it was one of the main events of the recent releases into Game Pass. So I'm not missing it, you guys. I will play it at least a little bit.
And of course, just rounding things out, Sean. Of course, I played The Sims 4 this week. My Sim update this week is, my Sims 2 daughters, like twin daughters, decided, they're in their teenage years. They're going to go off to college. So I'm a little bit of an empty nester right now, Sean. Where, my kids have left home. They're moving as soon as they're done college. They're going to move out on their own and start their own lives. So now, my Sim needs to move forward. So I'm still content creating, making YouTube videos. But I've also, dabbled into, creating masterpiece artworks and paintings, so I can sell for lots of money. So there you go. That's my Sims 4 update. Oh, I bought a mansion on an island as well because there are dolphins there, and I want to go talk to the dolphins in the water. I mean, it's a whole thing.
Dude, I was gonna like rudely interrupt as soon as you started talking about The Sims. I was gonna interrupt. I'm glad I didn't because that was amazing. But you're just teasing us at this point. I love the updates. A lot of people in the chat right now are enjoying the updates. We need to see this. We need to see Ryan playing this game, capture some footage, get streaming. How can we, dude? We just need to make this happen. Stop making us. You're actually making me beg. We need to see this happen.
It'll happen at some point, Sean. One of these days,
No, not one of these days. It's been one of these days for 6 months.
Yeah. But fully to answer your question, my character is 587 days old.
But didn't you turn your character into a werewolf as well at one point?
I did. Well, she's a vampire currently, or a werewolf currently. So yes. But my character lives forever. So I mean, I've lived 587 days, which in Sims, which just so you know, a day in the world of the Sims equals a year in human life. So I've lived 537 years. Sean.
That's basically what you put into World of Warcraft.
Pretty much. But anyways, Sean, I'm slamming the brakes on this conversation because we got to talk about some of this breaking news from Tokyo Game Show. Because first of all, we talked about a lot of the Tokyo Game Show news last week. So if you want to hear our thoughts about, the stuff from the Nintendo Direct or some of the earlier stuff from Tokyo Game Show last week, listen to last week's show because Sean and I went over that, pretty comprehensively. But the one thing we didn't get a chance to talk about last week is the Xbox showcase. And we actually contemplated, staying up until, 6 a.m. that night to watch it. We both, smartly decided to go to sleep instead.
Agreed.
And we're going to talk about it here.
All right.
We did get some announcements at this showcase. And in fact, really this showcase was just a Game Pass showcase for Japan. They had some commercials, like Xbox Japan centric commercials that they showed during the showcase, and Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond were there in the showcase just talking to the audience there about stuff. But we got a whole bunch of Game Pass games. So during the Tokyo Game Show showcase, the following games were announced for Game Pass, and a lot of these are actually out right now, but then we're getting some of these games later, and a lot of these also are for first time on Xbox, which is awesome. We'll talk about those as we go as well. So first off, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, out today in Game Pass.
Game of the generation, man. That is one that probably is my favorite Assassin's Creed game of all 40,000 Assassin's Creed games. Go play it. I'm tempted to go back. What am I going to do with myself, Ryan? Okay. This is going to take a while if I keep doing that. Sorry.
Of course. We also got Deathloop out today.
Mm-hmm.
Which we all saw coming. We knew it was going to come after the 1 year exclusivity was up. But then Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony is out today. Again, now we finally have the full Danganronpa trilogy on Xbox, and really the only game we're missing at this point is Ultra Despair Girls, which is the side game that was on Vita at this point. But glad to see all the Danganronpa games here. We had a game that I hadn't heard about before, but I played it, and it was really awesome. Fuga Melodies of Steel is out today. This is an Advance War like game from Factor 5, and it's really, really, really good. And there's actually a sequel coming soon as well. That we also got Ninokuni Wrath of the White Witch.
That's awesome
as well. This remastered version came out on PS4 and Switch like a year ago or 2 years ago. But it finally came to Xbox, which is awesome to see.
Amazing, dude.
That franchise there. But then now we're out of all the ones out today. Here are the ones kind of coming in 2023. We've got Ninokuni 2 Revenant Kingdom, so we're getting the sequel to Ninokuni.
That's
on
awesome.
Xbox as well. Fuga Melodies of Steel 2, which is a game that's not out on other platforms yet, but is coming to Xbox day one on Game Pass, which is cool to see. And then Guilty Gear Strive coming to Xbox early 2023 and will be on Game Pass day and date. This is actually going to coincide around when the patch for crossplay between all the platforms for Guilty Gear on PlayStation and PC comes around, and I'm super excited to play this on Xbox because I love this game on PlayStation 5. It was one of my favorite games of last year, so I'm really excited to actually check this out on Xbox later this year.
Nice.
And then we got Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle Special Edition, which is also early 2023. This is the Blaze Blue crossover game between Blaze Blue, Persona 4 Arena, Ruby, Senran Kagura, and like a whole bunch of different franchises. It plays like Marvel vs. Capcom, and it's actually a really fun game too. So early 2023. And finally, we got the announcement of Pal World, which is this Pokemon like monster collecting game, but the Pokemon use guns like Uzis and stuff to shoot enemies. It looks really interesting and cool. So, but it'll be on Game Pass day one, and it's out sometime this year. So I think we got a good showing of Game Pass games. But Sean, what do you think about this list? Because I think it's interesting.
It is. I can't pretend to even know half the words that you're saying. I'm not gonna lie to you. Ryan. Yeah, no, Assassin's Creed jumped out to me, dude. Deathloop. Yeah, let's go with those. Nino, I can't do it unless I'm Ninu Nana. That's the standout to me. It's something I've just been hearing for like probably like 15 years. I don't know if it's been actually that long, but it seems like it anyways.
Well, yeah,
PS3 game?
PS3.
Yeah. So I feel like that's more than just the game itself, and more than even like the list itself. Like what's top of mind for me is that, you know, a long time ago, Phil Spencer said he's really going to be working on getting more of these Japanese games onto Xbox, and it seems like this is a pretty monumental delivery on that promise. And with Persona coming to Game Pass next month, it's like, what else is there? You know, like there's just this. I actually throw the question back to you, like, is this what you want to see? Is there anything else that you're kind of like, what the heck? But like, it seems to me this isn't just lip service to, we want to do better in Japan. Like this seems to be like actually doing better in Japan.
Yeah, I mean, Phil Spencer's really just, you know, putting his money where his mouth is at this point with this stuff. Like, I feel like this is a definite shift in things. I mean, the thing is with this list, a lot of these are, you know, much older games. The newest game on this list is Guilty Gear Strive, because that game just came out last year. But this is the direction I want to see them go in. And as we talked about when we talked about what to expect from this showcase, this is what I was expecting.
Yeah.
But then just a little bit above and beyond what I was expecting.
Oh, nice.
Good. I wasn't expecting, you know, a game like Guilty Gear to ever come to Xbox. I thought that was just locked up on PlayStation forever. Or even, you know, a game like Ninokuni, which is just a game that I think just a lot of people really skipped over, because I know it's a game that just famously never sold super well. But it's like a highly,
just gorgeous
game. Yeah. Like it's a game that I think more people just need to play, especially if you like Pokemon. Like if you're into Pokemon, like this is your type of game, because you're collecting. It's a monster collecting game as well. But you know, with the artwork done by Studio Ghibli of all places. So, I think Ninokuni is awesome. But a lot of the games in this list it's a good list of games. I think like all these games are of high quality. Danganronpa V3 I know is like a contentious game amongst Danganronpa fans, but I love where they took the franchise with the story. With that one, it's like a game that I still think about today, Sean. Like still think about that ending and just how they spun other games on their head in such an interesting way with that game. So there's a lot to that game as well. So yeah, great list of games. And I just want to see more of this type of thing. I still think there's a lot of franchises that we're missing out on an Xbox. Again, a lot of them are from Square Enix, you know, and we know that they're kind of buddy with Sony or Nintendo with a lot of that stuff, you know, like Octopath Traveler 2. Not seeing that come to Xbox would definitely hurt for sure, especially after the first one was on Xbox. As well as some other games like that. But I'm glad, especially now, like Atlas seems like they're on board. I would imagine, you know, any, you know, Atlas game we get going forward probably comes to Xbox. Spike Chunsoft sounds like they're on board. Now that, you know, all their legacy titles are on Xbox as well. So I think we're getting a lot of the publishers on board with Xbox now. So I think the days of all the franchise, if you wanted to play Japanese games, go get a PlayStation, are over at this point.
Ryan, Tales of Arise not on Game Pass still?
Nope, not yet.
Yeah. Oh man, we definitely thought, at least by that, like it seemed like that would have been a place to announce it as well.
I thought so too. But I think maybe this might have to do with the fact that Tales is probably selling a lot better than they anticipated. So
possibly.
They're ready to put on game.
And to that point, right, like, you know, like we kind of anticipated it because of what happened with Scarlet Nexus. And I think some people might have felt a little bit burned by that, where people bought it and then it wasn't that long, maybe 4 months or something, maybe less. And it was into Game Pass, and it's like, ooh, that is great because more people get to play the game. That's cool. But like, you know, that sets the precedent that maybe don't buy the game day one because you can just wait a couple months and then a game will come out into Game Pass. I'm glad that they're kind of mixing it up just so that doesn't become the narrative, the expectation, or anything, because that can kind of mess with things, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, and I think this is the better approach because, again, like, all these games that we talked about, they're all brand new to Xbox and they're all on Game Pass the same day they come to the platform, which I think is the right way to do it if you're going to put them on Game Pass at all. So there you go. But during the showcase, we also got some other stuff. We got another look at Persona 5 on Xbox with a new trailer. We got a new trailer for Exo Primal. And I don't know about you, Sean, because I don't know if you saw this trailer or not, but I feel like every time I see a new trailer for Exo Primal, I'm like actually like turning around a little bit on this game. This is a game where I was not interested at all after the first trailer, but now I'm like I can see myself actually playing this game now after the newest trailer. But then we also got an announcement of a Forza Horizon 10th anniversary event that's happening in October. We don't really have details about what that's going to be about. We just know it's going to be, free for all users. But they showed off, the trailer with like all the different Forza Horizon games. So I'm interested to know what you think, Sean, they're going to do with the Forza 10th anniversary update to the game. Like, do you think they're going to bring in like, old cars or locations and stuff from the old Forza games? Like, how deep do you think you go with that?
Yeah, like, how do you celebrate this? Like, because really the thing that stands out to me, at least, especially for Forza Horizon, is just like the location. So do you, like, yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know exactly what to expect. I'm worried, I guess, because it seems like 10th anniversary is a big deal, but I'm a little bit worried that it's like, get cool jackets for your like character to wear and dance around in when you win a race. Like, that's not really what I'm here for. But it could be like a good injection of new cars, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what would be missing. There was, at least for me personally, there was for a time a lot of Toyota cars missing. There was some issue with the licensing that they couldn't lock down. It seems like they've got that squared away. So I'm curious, and the whole it being free for all users has me backing off on maybe this is when we get the next DLC pack.
Right.
But I don't know, maybe that's all part of it. The fact that it's free makes me think it's not going to be like really a big thing. It's like a splash screen when you start the game. Maybe you get a gift pack of wheel spins and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping for something cool because this game, as I was playing it, Ryan, it's just like, this is sublime. I just love playing this game. There's so much to do, and no matter what mood I'm in, if I just want to go like race some fools or just roll around in the field somewhere, this is it's a good time. Or do the Hot Wheels thing now as well. The Forza deserves more attention and playtime than maybe it's getting, and I love just diving into it every once in a while. It will never leave my Xbox. As long as they don't make the next Forza Horizon game, which as long as they're doing Fable, and I don't understand how they would do both, it seems like Forza Horizon 5 is going to be on my Xbox for pretty much the whole generation.
Yeah, especially now that we know that Motorsport's next year, and then
Fable. So excited for that. Yes.
Yeah, and then Fable's probably 2024, and then Forza Horizon 5 or 6 is probably 2025 is what I'm guessing. But we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I that seems early even still, but I'm not sure.
Well, anyway, Sean, but wait, there's more. The following games are coming to Xbox Game Pass, and it's a big list.
More?
So, settle in. So, out today, Hard Space Shipbreaker.
Looks cool, man. Did you check it out at all?
No, I haven't seen anything.
Oh, you're floating around in space. Dude, it actually looks good. It's rated. It's got good ratings, too. Definitely check out the trailer on it. It looks decent.
Nice.
And
then on
space.
September 22nd, we're getting Spider Heck, Beacon Pines, and then Slime Rancher 2. In-game preview. Shout out to Leah Jure, of course.
Yeah, man.
Slime Rancher 2 coming out. Pretty exciting. And then on September 27th, we're getting Moon Scars, and Grounded getting its full release into Game Pass.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we'll probably be talking about that next week, actually. And then
oh my god, too many games.
On September 29th, we're getting Let's Build a Zoo. And then Valheim, which is in game preview on PC. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about Valheim.
Yeah, man.
So I know it's a lot of people are playing. And then Paw Patrol Grand Prix comes to Game Pass on September 30th. Racing around again. I don't know anything about these games at all.
Yeah, like a little like Southern twang come out there with Paw Patrol.
I might have done that on purpose, Sean.
Okay.
To make up for your offensive Texan accent from earlier.
I think it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm a demon. I talk like this.
Well, as good as this Game Pass list is, Sean, lots of games are leaving Game Pass this month. So the following games are leaving Game Pass on September 30th. So either play them now or pick them up while they're on sale.
Forever hold your peace.
Yeah. AI, the Somnium Files, which is a really good game, folks.
Oh, dang.
Go make sure to check that out now while it's on Game Pass or grab it on sale. Astria Ascending, Dandy Ace, Dirt 4, and Dirt 4 Rally. In the Game Pass press release, though, it stated that these were the PC versions. So I think the console versions for these are still staying, but it's just the PC versions of Dirt 4 and Dirt Rally are leaving. And then Going Under, Lemnis Gate, Slime Rancher 1, because we're getting Slime Rancher 2.
Makes sense.
Subnautica Below Zero, the Procession to Calgary, Unsighted, and Visage. So there you go. All those games leaving Game Pass on September 30th. So, just make sure to check them out now.
I survived.
Yeah.
I survived the list. Yeah.
Well, next up, this news was very, very exciting for JRPG fans, Sean. Konami have announced that Suikoden 1 and 2 is getting a remastered collection that'll launch on Xbox One sometime in
Xbox
2023. One? Yeah, I mean it'll come on. There's not a Series X version. Sure. Of these, so yeah, it'll be on Xbox One.
Just checking my watch. I'm like, what year is it? That's so weird to hear.
Yeah, it's not very often that I just say the words just Xbox.
Yeah,
but here we are. But likewise, it's only coming to PlayStation 4 as well. But these are turn-based role-playing games from the PS1 generation, and they're doing the kind of giving them the full, new coat of paint treatment to it. Because at first, when we saw the first trailer for this, where they showed kind of the combat and explained the overworld, I was like, oh, this kind of looks exactly the same as the PS1 version. And then what they did is they showed side-by-side screenshots of the games. I'm like, oh, this is way different. This looks amazing.
Nice. It does look good.
And these games, are beloved classics. But I know a lot of people missed out on these ones in particular, because especially Suikoden 2, which had a really low print run on PlayStation 1, and that's one of the most expensive PlayStation 1 games if you collect games. So it's a game that a lot of people just haven't played yet. Unless you played it on PlayStation 3 through PlayStation Classics. So it's good to see this collection coming out again. We knew Konami was coming with a hype game announcement. They've been hyping that up for a couple weeks now, and it sounds like the fans this Suikoden are super happy with it. They also talked about it in the presentation for this. They want to make a new Suikoden game.
Nice.
And this has to sell well for them to make a new Suikoden game.
Oh, I hate when that happens. I mean, that to me, that seems obvious. But I hate it when they dangle that ultimatum out, oh, if you want more, then buy this one. Yeah. I get it, but it never really comes across all that nice.
No, obviously not. But either way, I'm hyped for this.
Yeah, it looks really good.
I don't think you know anything about these games, right, John?
Well, not nothing, but because I think I actually have Suikoden 1, maybe even 2 on my Vita, because back in the day. I listened to a little podcast, a little indie podcast. Few people listened to it. Nobody knew about it. Podcast Beyond, and favorite guest of the show, Jared Petty, would go on and evangelize this game often. That was the first time that I had ever played it or had ever heard of it, and went in to check it out. I'm captivated by this. It has developed. I feel like before then I'd never heard of it, and now that back in whatever year that was, 2013 maybe, Jared Petty went on Podcast Beyond, and now everybody knows about Suikoden. Ayuden Chronicles, I think, are the spiritual successors.
Yep,
yes,
and it's funny too because that's also coming out next year. So we're gonna have Suikoden, competition in 2023. Which one do we like more?
Yeah. Did you always say Suikoden, or did you call it something else? Because I feel like there's a bunch of these games or characters.
Well, you could have said Suikoden or something.
Suikoden,
like that,
exactly. Yeah. No, it's awesome, man. It looks really, really good. It seems like they're doing that game right, doing it justice.
Yeah, for sure. And not only that, it's also the first time this franchise has ever appeared on Xbox. So
it's huge.
I'm just excited to have it on the platform in general, and that Konami didn't skip over Xbox with this one. But there you go. So more Japanese support. Well, speaking of more Japanese RPGs on Xbox, One Piece Odyssey has a release date. It'll launch on Series X and S on January 13th. Again, it got a new trailer as well. It still looks awesome. Like we've talked about on the show before, where I'm not into One Piece at all. I mean, especially people know how I feel about pirates as well. And, One Piece is a show about pirates that can't swim. But I have, ever since they showed this game for the first time, I've been kind of excited for it. And this new trailer has got me even more excited. It's a turn-based game, and I can't wait to check it out next year. Again, it was supposed to come out this year, but it got delayed a little bit. But I see you're flailing your hands, Sean. So
I want to know what pirate hurt you, first of all, and second of all, yesterday on the Nintendo Drive, Seth Sturgill was chatting about Return to Monkey Island, and which reminded me of the pirates, and I'm like, that game's out as well. I'm freaking expect this for the rest of 2022, everybody. You tune into the Xbox Drive, and I'm freaking out about all the games that I can't. I gotta quit. I'm quitting my job. That's it. I'm quitting everything, Ryan. Yep.
Yeah.
Please,
actually, I do want to
send my
Return to Monkey
PayPal in the
Island
link.
as well.
Send me money, please, God.
I kind of wish that game was on Xbox though. That's my only gripe with Return to Monkey Island. It's
it's just PC, yeah, or
well,
Switch.
it's on Switch.
Yeah,
yeah.
No, but for this audience, I would say yeah,
go play on PC, I guess. And then, last but not least, EA has announced that an Iron Man game is development over at EA Motive. There's no details or release information on this title yet. We probably wouldn't have talked about it too much, except for the fact that the Muffin Mon, Kevin Ainsworth, asked us a question about it.
Of course he did.
Do you think that EA will build off Anthem's flying mechanics for the newly announced Iron Man game? I think they might utilize some of that tech, or at least talk to the folks over at BioWare about that. I mean, it probably won't be in the same engine, so I don't imagine them, utilizing that too much, Sean. But
I agree.
First of all, does this news do anything for you? And number two, what do you think about Kevin's question?
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about this last week, or maybe I don't even remember. I don't even know where I am right now. I'm a little marveled out, but like Iron Man is in a special place and probably one of the most fun characters I would imagine to play as. Just I don't know. I think that's really interesting. I don't think that EA Studios work in this manner, as depressing as that might be. And it also assumes that the folks over at BioWare haven't completely set a nuclear fire to all things Anthem. They just want to walk away from that thing. They just want to throw it into a black hole and move on. But yeah, to your point, I think it's mostly just about the engine that they hopefully won't be using. Because that was that on Frostbite that they were building that on?
It was on Frostbite.
Yeah, get away from this engine, man. Yeah, do Unreal. So that, I mean, it definitely sets here's what it should feel like. I don't know if there's another game that really nailed it like that, and I think that's where the basis of the question is. So it sets a marker, but I think they're gonna have to build it a little differently.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just hope this game's good, because we've never had a good Iron Man game before, and Iron Man's a character that you would think would be a fun character to play as in a video game.
What if it's just Tony Stark in a cave simulator, and you just
maybe
build different suits based on the scraps that you have?
Yeah, you're hanging out with Jarvis and you're building cars and stuff like that.
No, not even Jarvis, like dude who saved them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the cave at the beginning.
Exactly. Yeah. Like the lamest Iron Man game, like Iron Man is coming, and yeah, you get blown up in a Humvee and saved by a dude in a cave. Make your way out of there.
Sean, I want the over-under from you. What's the over-under on the chances of the song Iron Man by Black Sabbath being in Iron Man the video game?
I don't know how to I never know how to answer. Like, not good. I don't think it's gonna be there.
I think it's 100% going to be there.
Wow.
It's the over is definitely going to be there, Sean.
But
okay, anyways,
we'll see.
Let's let some of our friends into the car with us. It is time for the carpool. We're going to start with Taylor, aka TPR, on the Discord, who says, if you could have any Xbox mascot be your own bodyguard who isn't Marcus Phoenix or Master Chief, who do you trust with your life? Obviously, it must be Mr. Prozan, the recently reacquired Agent 007. I think he means Pierce Brosnan there. But let's hear what you have to say. Sean, to give you a chance to think about it.
I got it.
I want Joanna Dark to be my bodyguard.
Oh, nice. That's a good answer.
Just like 007, she's a secret agent.
Mm-hmm.
She can deal with tough situations. You have so many escort missions in Perfect Dark already that that she's okay at protecting people.
Mm-hmm.
I will trust my life to Joanna Dark, Sean. But I want to hear from you. What do you think?
Well, I got a couple answers. I guess the first thing that came to mind was Arbiter. But I feel like it's almost cheating because you're kind of already like ruled out Master Chief. So I was thinking maybe like Pimple or Zit from from Battletoads. Just because I want something named just a disgusting thing named Zit next to me.
But they're so dumb. They're such idiots, Sean. Did you trust them?
Yeah, dude, I would trust them. They're just going to take that giant boot, that giant foot, and just kick people to the curb, man. I like it. And they're really fast drivers.
What if there are no flies around for them to restore their health, Sean? What are you going to do then?
There's lots of flies around, man. It's no problem there. Disgusting around here.
And last question of the week comes to us from Blaze Knight, who asks, so I've been stuck on Dead by Daylight for a while now. It's my go-to pick up and play game, but I'm looking to branch out into other games to get regular content updates like Dead by Daylight every 3 months or so. What are some of your favorite games as service games on Xbox, and would you recommend them to a new player? So first off, I'm just going to come out and say it because, I think, you could kind of maybe, glean this from a lot of the talk I've talked about the show. I don't really play a lot of games as service games, and the games as service games I play are just not on Xbox. Most of them are either Final Fantasy 14 or World of Warcraft because they're MMOs, or a lot of times if we review like a live service game, I'll play it during the review period, but I'm not, going back to it, every 3 months. So I just don't have like a game that really, fits that I personally am playing. The only one that kind of comes to mind is Fall Guys.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Dang it! Yes,
well,
we played it again on Saturday, man. It was so fun.
Yeah, I love how we did like an entire stream, playing Splatoon, Sean, and then afterwards we had so much fun chatting with each other. We just played Fall Guys for like an hour or two.
Blame Lockleth. Yep.
100% blame Lockleth on this one. But
it was funny because we were all kind of like doing random things. We finished playing Splatoon, and then like we were just kind of chatting. Everybody, like one person's doing something else, and like somebody was like, "Wait, are you playing Fall Guys?" Like, I want to play Fall Guys. And
I was the one playing Fall Guys.
Yeah,
by the way,
and it's.
I was like, I'll take a break from The Sims 4 to play some Fall Guys. And
man. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Fall Guys comes to mind, and like it's so cliche to say, but like Destiny 2 is great. Like it's. I feel like it's almost getting to the point where it's so good that people don't even talk about it being good anymore. Like it's like Forza territory kind of thing. Like, oh yeah, of course it's good. Like, no, it deserves to be recognized and played. But I don't know if that's the style of games as a service Blaze is looking for. But that's the limit for me, as mainstream as it gets, man.
Yeah, because I mean, I played Fortnite a little bit when the Dragon Ball Z update came out. I won 2 games, and I'm like, I'm retiring undefeated. I never need to play this game again. Likewise, I could even say The Sims 4, because now that we know that it's going to that free to play model, but it's not going to get, month updates every 3 months. They do the expansion pack thing like a couple times a year. So it's a very different type of games as service that Blaze Knight's kind of describing. So I think those are our answers with this one. Likewise, you could also say something like Elder Scrolls Online is a good one if you're into that type of thing. I'm just
Fallout 76. Let's start it, man. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Please, come on. I want it. Oh, I wish that should be a game everybody's talking about all the time. It should have been an absolute monster, and it's not. It's a whimper.
If only, Sean. If only. But anyways, we got to get going before we go, Sean. Let's go.
My daughter made me a keyblade out of these little like interlocking cubes, and I think it's very cute. And also, you can find me on Twitter at Sean Capri, Sean like Connery, Capri like the pants. Play games with us here at youtube.com/carpoolgaming every Saturday night. I think that's all for me, Ryan Turford.
Very nice, my friend. As for me, you can find me on Twitter at Ryan Turford. You can find us on Twitter at Carpool Gaming, on YouTube at youtube.com/carpool gaming, and on podcast services around the globe. So, for Sean Capri, I'm Ryan Turford. This has been episode 258 of the Xbox Drive, and we out. Bye.
I like how Ryan says the episode 258 as if that's supposed to mean something, but I don't think there's any connection to anywhere. But if 258 means something to you, I hope that it does. If it's 258 and you're actually listening to this right now, that'd be amazing. Okay, everybody. Bye, Bob.
Here we go.
No power greater than X.